All right, we are recording. I did ask everyone before we jumped on. I was like, "Hey, let me know where you're from, where you're coming in from." We've got people jumping on from Georgia, from Tennessee, from Portland, from Washington. It's great. I love it. I love that we can do this business all over the place from wherever we are.
Oh, I just saw in Australia on there, Michigan, Toledo. Hello. How fun is
Arizona.
that?
And that's so awesome. It's so awesome. Yeah. Normally before we jump on, I always ask a question, like, what are you learning this week or something. Today I was like, where are you from? So, kind of cool that they can just jump on from anywhere. So, all right, we are going to get this started. I'm super excited for you to hear from Mauria Dillard. Mauria and I, if you don't know the story, we were acquaintances. We were Facebook friends. I think we'd met in person twice. And she knew I needed this, even though I didn't know I needed this. And she just knew I was tired, exhausted, worn out, stressed out, busy mom. I mean, on Facebook, I was super busy, and I'm pretty sure I was saying I was tired all the time. And so she just kept reaching out. And guys, we've been talking about that a lot lately. Like, don't give up on your friends. And I just kind of want Maria to share how that started with her, because I think it was mentioned last night at the Woodlands local. Maria, how long did Tony reach out to you about Thrive?
Yeah, it was a good 8 months, and she was steady and consistent and persistent. She really was. And so one of my personally enrolled, Tanya Ward, she calls it sprinkling Thrive. And Tony definitely was really, really good at sprinkling Thrive. But, even back then, although the company was literally, it was about 18 months old when I joined, we did have good marketing. And so, I can look back on those messages, and she would send me a graphic. I remember at the beginning, I think it was the beginning of October, she had sent me like a breast cancer awareness, because that was the first year that they did the pink DFT. So it was just kind of, she would sprinkle it, and then ask and check in with me. And she even checked in with me, guys. She reached out to me before we ever even launched Dermafusion technology. And while I was intrigued by the whole DFT thing, I didn't say yes. So yeah, you definitely have to be patient and be consistent. And, I can speak so much truth to that. Even now, being in this business for 6 years, I still have good friends of mine, who've always cheered me on in business. That, I don't think they ever doubted, but they just didn't think they needed it for themselves. And, so, if I still have people saying yes, then you're going to still have people saying yes to you when you hit that 6-year mark, when you hit that 7-year mark, because everyone doesn't thrive with you from the get-go. But really, as far as Amber was concerned, she was one of those reach outs, one of the reach outs of many. But like she said, I knew she was busy, and I didn't really know she was stressed out and tired, but I knew that as a hairdresser, she did have to work long hours. I knew she had 2 boys, and I knew she had a busy lifestyle. And really, just the fact that she was a mom meant I was going to be reaching out to her, because that, for me, that's what meant the most to me when I started my own Thrive experience, was what it did for me as a mom. So, yeah, she was on that list. And, thank goodness I didn't have to wait forever to capture your attention, Amber. But we do always give each other a hard time. For those of you that don't know the story, basically the first reach out was via Facebook. And then we did have a phone call that night on her way home from the salon. I was actually working the junior high concession stand, but that was the time that she could talk to me. So no excuses, right? I stepped to the side in the basketball gym, and I'm having this conversation on the phone, and it's loud and people are all around me. And I'm so excited about my Thrive. And I'm just telling her all the things that I probably talked way too much. And she literally just said, "Good for you." And we joke about that, because I'm like, well, that was a snooty good for you. And she's like, no, it was a genuine good for you. Like, I'm happy for you, but whatever. So, but she was really a good friend, because she did go to the website. She did, I kind of gave her steps to do, and she actually did them. And then, thank goodness, I did create an account or did you create your own, or did I create it?
I created it because you said, do me a favor, create a free account because when you change your mind, I want you thriving with me. And I was like, okay. Like I didn't really know
Yes.
what that meant, but you asked for a favor. And so you literally, when we hung up, you sent me the link in Messenger and said, thanks for being willing to check this out, and sent me the link. And
Yes.
I just created the account.
Yeah. So she had an account with me, but it was actually one of our mutual friends who were all still very good friends because of Thrive. We've been able to build that friendship even more. That friend shared a Thrive experience story from the Lavelle fan page. It caught Amber's attention, but guess who Amber was directing? Me. So really worked out well. But yeah, I mean, it's so good to just, I look back at, there's nothing that's been, I've never been an expert here, guys. And I think that we can actually, slow ourselves down and even self-sabotage when we try to become an expert. At the end of the day, it's just like everybody getting online and blabbing about Disney Plus or whatever that is. My 9-year-olds are into like Fortnite and, ESPN and Sports Center and all that stuff. So we're not doing Disney Plus here, but so I don't know a lot about it, but I know everybody's talking about it, right? Well, nobody's an expert. They're just blabbing about what they love. And the cool thing is that we do have a product here that continues to change people's lives, that we can introduce to someone. We don't know exactly what it's going to do for them, but we know it's going to do something. We can be excited about that. We can share our own story. And again, we don't have to be the expert about anything. I love the fact that hello, I love the Thrive 2.0 site. How fun is that? Just being able to send that out and they can watch those quick videos. And our marketing is just right there. We have so many stories. I have my own personal story. So, anybody can try to debate me about Thrive and they're not going to win because I know my own story, right? I'm going to be respectful, right? But at the end of the day, no one knows until they truly experience it for themselves anyway, right? But really, that's what we started. Can we say that? I don't know what it's going to do for you. Oh, yes. Like that's one of the best things you can say to someone is, hey, I don't know what this is going to do for you, but you got to trust me because if this does for you what it's done for me and all these other people, you're going to be feeling like $1 million. This is going to be the best holiday season you've ever had. It's as simple as that. And hello, thank God for a product that's simple, for a company that says you don't have to even pay for this stuff every month. You can get it for free. And then, a company that says, oh yeah, I wasn't sure you could be that blunt. Yes, absolutely. Speak the truth. Here's the deal. When we're speaking the truth, we don't have to think about what we say. Like Amber and I didn't even talk about what we were going to talk about tonight because we don't really have to, when it's what and it's easy and it just flows. And you know what? People sense that genuineness and they're drawn to that. And you can be excited about what you personally know. And people are drawn to excitement. They're intrigued by that. So, got off on a little tangent there.
I'm gonna kind of grab you back from that because you said something that I want you to touch on. When, people can debate you all day long, your story. So let's talk about objections and felt, found.
Oh, yes. Okay. Because I think most of us there are probably very few of us, and there are a few. Okay. But I bet someone really, really well that was super skeptical. Okay. So for me, when someone says, I just don't know about that, Mauria. Like, I don't think that's for me. I can be like, you know what? I totally get it. Honestly, though, what I'm probably going to say to that, I like to just play, like have fun with people. I'm not, again, my communication is not super professional unless that relationship is like super, super professional. Okay. But for instance, there's a guy that actually used to be a news broadcaster here locally. He covered my daughter a lot in high school, just with her athletic career. He moved away. I keep up with him on Facebook and just kind of have built that relationship through that, and reached out to him and said, hey, I know you see this Thrive stuff that I do. And I know you saw that DFT on Jada, and have you ever thought about giving it a whirl? And he's like, oh no, that's not for me. I'm like, oh, come on. And I just kind of messed with him a little bit, but I said, hey, here's the deal. Should you ever change your mind, just know I'm your girl. and little things like that, I keep that relationship open. And you know what? He's still talking, and he's not even a friend. He's like an acquaintance, news guy, built a relationship with, now he works out of town, right? But I'm still, first of all, I'm just a people person. So I'm going to kind of keep up with him. And when he posts something cool, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to cheer him on and things like that. But eventually he'll thrive with me, because you know what? Eventually he's going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay. Because he's going to work long hours, or he's going to have a story that he's got to cover, or, especially sports season. I mean, now we're going into playoff season, high school football, and in Texas, that's a big deal, right? So he's going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired at some point, but I'm going to keep planting those seeds and just kind of sprinkle and thrive here and there, and continuing with that relationship. The worst thing you can do, guys, is burn a bridge with someone when they say they're not ready, because odds are they're saying they're not ready because they're in a funk. I mean, me with Tony, some of those messages, y'all, I'm so embarrassed. Like, I wouldn't let you all see them. I was miserable, and I was not very nice. Okay. But still, I didn't think I needed what she had. Okay. So you got to remember, most people, when they're super skeptical, or even kind of come back a little nasty to you, or whatever, most people aren't even going to be nasty, and may not even let you know their skepticism. They're just not going to say anything at all, because most of the time they like you enough and respect you enough that, like, they don't want to tell you no, but they're not ready to say yes. And so they just kind of want to act like they didn't see that message. And, maybe that's, one of those things. But yeah, just keep the doors open. Feel, felt, found. I do want to talk about that. So let's say, for instance, I have a girl that I'm working with right now that she's going to be amazing when she finally says yes. But she's like, I just can't afford it right now. I'm like, girl, I hear you. I was the exact same way. I actually waited on a paycheck to hit the mailbox to take to the bank to place my first order. I was a nervous wreck to spend any money, out of our checking account, and had to wait on payday. But here's what I found was that I was feeling so good, and I was actually saving money instead of spending money on all the sodas and the coffees and the snacks that I was having throughout the day. And I've actually been getting it for free since the very first month. So you got to work with me here. And a lot of times what I'll ask somebody as far as we're kind of talking about objections and just kind of problem solving a little bit. So I'll roll with this, but asking someone, okay, here's the deal. How much can you spend on your health this month? So just think about this, look at your monthly budget. If you could feel, like, and have a story, like some of these stories that you've seen, my story and stories that you've seen me share, how much could you spend? And guys, a lot of times people say, well, there's no way I could spend more than $150 a month. And you're like, bingo, we got a solution. There are some people that say, well, there's no way I could spend more than $200 a month. Guys, we truly have one of the most least expensive product lines in the industry, and the other stuff doesn't work like ours works. So most people are probably thinking that Thrive is way more expensive than it really is. So ask that question, if the question is, or if the conversation is, girl, I'm broke, like there's no way. Okay, well, how much could you spend? And let's see if there's any options. The company always has some pretty cool, cool promotions. If they say there's no way I could spend more than $100. Okay, well, do you have a box of shakes that you could give them? Maybe you cashed in on double, triple, and you've kind of stocked your closet a little bit, little things like that. Could you help them get started? Do you have $25 in credits? Always be problem solving with them, but they're going to let you know when, like, not right now is the answer. And you've got to respect that it's not right now. Because again, you're not in their shoes. You don't know. And guys, you have to remember, when someone says no or not right now, you cannot take it personally. That's the worst thing you could do. You cannot take it personally, because honestly, it's not about you. It's about the stress they have going on at home. It's about how they feel. It's the funk. It's the bank account. It's all those things that we have no idea what someone is going through. Okay. So we cannot just all of a sudden be like, oh my God, they don't like me, or they don't like Thrive, or they're never going to thrive with me, or they probably, no, odds are it has nothing to do with you. It's the situation that they're in. So keep loving on them. They keep sprinkling the Thrive. You never know when that day is going to hit that they're like, oh my gosh, enough's enough. Like, I'm so ready.
You know what? Let's talk about how to sprinkle thrive. I'm learning lately that a lot of people, I'm hearing feedback that a lot of people, they're so scared of sending more than a couple messages. They're like, I
Oh
don't want to run
gosh.
them off. I don't want everybody talking about me. I don't know what to say after the second message. So
Well,
what does
here's the
that
thing.
look like?
Okay, case in point, you send a message and don't talk about Thrive. Okay, if you are sprinkling Thrive on them, okay, you're living this Thrive life out loud. Okay, so it's kind of like me and talking about this sports reporter. Okay, I'm going to check in with him and I'm just going to communicate with him. Hey, how's it going? Like the other day I asked him, hey, remind me the name of so and so. She did that article on Jaden. I need to reach out to her about something else. I'm still communicating with him. Okay, because if I'm in his inbox, odds are I'm on his newsfeed. I'm going to say that again.
Staying on his mind.
Odds do what?
And you're staying on his mind.
Yes. But I'm going to repeat this, guys. If I'm in his inbox, the way that Facebook works, odds are I'm in his news feed. Okay. He's going to be seeing my stories. He's going to see what I'm posting. Okay. But yes, like Amber said, I'm still on his mind. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of real estate agents use drip campaigns. Okay. So they gather, this database of people. And obviously everyone's not buying a home every month, guys. But what do? They send out newsletters to keep them in your mind so that when you decide to sell your home or purchase their home, or you have a friend looking to buy a home, you're thinking of them. That's what we have to do as Thrivers. And by the way, we do have a newsletter that we designed for this team, specifically for you guys. I write it. My team helps me get it all formatted. Okay. We send it out, but it actually says it's from you. And there's also a text thing that you can subscribe to. They get a text and it's from you. Okay. It doesn't say from Mauria. It's all about, it's from you, but you don't even have to do the work. But that's another little drip campaign that we do. We don't spam them with Thrive. Our newsletters basically, Amber, help me think of some of the things that we cover. They'll cover, just basic health and wellness tips, and then we'll like sprinkle a little Thrive at the bottom. We'll throw something in there, but it's not all about Thrive. We want to give them value. We want to help guide them in this whole health and wellness journey, because that's what's important to all of us, right? And then we're going to sprinkle some Thrive, but we want to stay on their mind. So when you think, I don't know that I should send that message, send a message, but about something other than Thrive, or, go comment on, I don't know, did they post a cute picture of their kids? Have they put up their Christmas tree? Like, are they already sharing recipes for Thanksgiving? What are they doing? Here's the deal, guys. If you're scared because you're making it salesy instead of making it about a relationship. This is all about a relationship business. Who are the first people that I got to thrive with me? People that I had a relationship with. Why am I always meeting new people? Well, first of all, because my kids just keep me in places where I'm always meeting new people, and life keeps me in places where I'm always meeting new people. And so I have to know about these people if I ever want them to thrive with me, right? And sometimes I just want to know the people. Like, if they thrive with me, great. If they don't, great. They better thrive. If they decide to thrive, they better be thriving with me, right? But it's people, and that's what makes it fun. So take the sales stuff out of it and quit overthinking. This is where I say you take it from your head to your heart. So your follow-up. Okay, when we do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which holy moly, I need people submitting your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know everybody does it. I know a lot of our leaders have different submissions, but please submit to mine, because it makes me, feel like things that I've done for the team are nice and helping you guys grow. But that 5 reach outs, guys, the 5 reach outs isn't, hey, are you ready to thrive with me? No, it's communicating. Because if all we do is communicate with Thrivers 24/7, we're not growing our business, because we have to keep the doors to our business open for new people to come in, right? Any business that you have, Nike doesn't rely on current Nike people to keep their company alive, okay? Apple doesn't rely on current Apple people to keep their company alive. They're always trying to bring in new, how can I convert that, I don't know, Samsung over to this or whatever? How can I convert that Adidas kid over to Nike. I mean, they're always wanting to bring people in, right? They want to put things out there that are appealing. Okay. So we have way more fun in business than Nike or Apple or whatever, but you get my point that we have to keep the doors to the business open. So we have to still be inviting new people in. And we do that in building relationships with people. So getting to know them. So that's the fun part of it all, y'all, is that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, don't ever be scared of 5, because you're just getting out there and you're communicating with 5 non-thrivers. Be intentional, have them on your list. Okay, you want them eventually thriving with you. But with that, I have to add on something else. If you are wanting to be successful in this business, you still have to be promoting your product. And let me tell you guys, there's a zillion other health and wellness products. So I don't believe in being vague in, oh, I'm just doing some health and wellness thing. You know, you're thriving, and you have wearable nutrition that no one else has, and we have results. Okay. So that is something, you know, when you look at my page, and it's funny because my page kind of, as far as my timeline, it kind of goes in spurts depending on what's happening. You know, I don't necessarily have a rhyme or reason to what I post. I post what I want to because it's fun. Obviously, you know, we have some daily things that kind of guide us with Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday. I mean, y'all, that helps us so much, right? And thank God for this community of thrivers that when you're just having a bad day and you're blank and you're like, what the heck am I going to post? You're like, oh, wait. What did Natasha post today? Okay, here you go. You know, what did Brooke put up there today for Wellness Wednesday? Got it. You know, I mean, we all are so much better together, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You can be inspired by other people. Just don't compare yourself to them, okay? But make sure that people know you're a thriver. Now, if you look at mine right now, I'm not just checking. I mean, I don't just talk about Thrive nonstop. I do talk about Thrive, but I talk a lot about what I'm passionate about, which is my family. You know, I'm hacked off that I have crappy Wi-Fi service. My husband actually made a call on that, so I may be getting better Wi-Fi, Amber. Which, by the way, I'm so happy that like I can be on here with you guys tonight, because that's a miracle in itself. You know, I talk about type 1 diabetes, because obviously that's a huge part of my life. And, you know, I mean, the reality is that if I am passionate about something and I feel like I have a solution for people, then I'm going to blab my mouth about it. That's actually the most recent post that I made. You know, and guess what? I'm not getting paid any money to, you know, talk about type 1 diabetes. It's what I love. Well, I don't love diabetes. I hate diabetes, but I'm passionate about this, and I'm passionate about the solution. So that's what I'm going to put out there. And so guess what? These people that have just recently connected with me, they're going to be like, dude, like that's who she is. Like she just talks about what she loves. This is it. You know, I posted the badass picture of my daughter in her Oklahoma State track uniform. You know, you just share life. And for us, we share our thriving life. I mean, do I share my challenges too? Absolutely. Am I Debbie Downer on Facebook? No. But I have shared challenges and things that we've overcome, because the last year's been a trying year. So you be you, but you're a thriver, and being a thriver doesn't mean we're immune to the craziness of the world. It just means that we've got premium nutrition and we can handle what life throws at us a little bit better, right? But you want to make sure that you're not letting days and days and days go by without talking about Thrive on your Facebook wall. Because I'm telling you what, people are ready. They're especially in the beginning. I mean, now I'm kind of like, are there really people that are like waiting on me to quit? Because like, seriously, they've been waiting a long time, you know, but newbies, like they're waiting to see, is she really going to stick with this, or is she going to do something else in 3 months, you know? So that's why it's important just to sprinkle it a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. It's not in your face. It's not, you know, it's just, here's our Thrive Life, join us. You know, I love albums, the stories. I mean, holy moly, we have so many options to share. We really do.
Let's talk about that, about living your life, that your type 1 diabetes life, your twin mama life, your crazy awesome track scholarship college runner life, you know, all of that. You have all of that you do, but also in your feed you're posting, you're working it in, right? Like I've seen where you posted, I should be tired right now because, and you talk about blood sugar checks, right? Like you talked about how you've been up crazy night, or, when your kids were puking all night and you're like, I should be tired today. Thank goodness I'm not. And she shows a picture of her DFT or how she's not in dark circles. And, I've seen people comment on her stuff. They're like, new friends from new groups, new, whether she met them out and about or whether she met them in a group. It's, Mauria, what's this magic stuff you're talking about? Guys, she's been doing this for over 6 years. She's still meeting new people. She's still living her life, incorporating Thrive all in her Facebook and her feed, and people are going, what's that? So talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it because guys, there are so many people that don't know about this. And even your friends on Facebook, you literally probably have friends that they haven't seen your stuff in 2 years. So they have no idea that you're thriving. If I have people like that, you do too. It's just the way Facebook works. So that's why it's so important to go through and be intentional with talking to non-thrivers. That's why that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is such a big deal. 5 reach outs a day, communication with 5 different non-thrivers a day. Holy moly. I mean, it can just expand things so much more. The thing that Amber's talking about, that's a type 1 mama that I met, and she commented on something, and I had never said a word to her about Thrive. And we've actually talked quite a bit on Facebook, just through Messenger about our sons, because they're the same age and they were diagnosed around the same time. And she's like, what is this magic stuff you speak of? And it come to find out she lives in Keller, which is basically Amber's neck of the woods. She's like, are you kidding me? Like, yes, there are still so many. I mean, you can look at that heat map of Scald, and you can see how many, like, there's just all these blank areas of people that don't even know about Thrive yet, so it's up to us to share with them. And literally there's people in your hometown, there's people in your neighborhood, they're like, maybe they've seen it, they have no idea what it is. So it's up to us to put it out there. I do want to talk about that because you're mentioning just all the things, because it really hit me, and I hope it's okay for me just to be brutally honest and open. I don't think you guys would be on this Zoom if you didn't have some skin in the game and really have a vision for where this company could take you. But I got to kind of say some things that will hold you a little bit accountable. But I was thinking about, just showing up. And, like I said, the last year was hard on us. And, there were days where I didn't necessarily, there were nights where I didn't sleep at all. And the alarm goes off at 6:30. And the last thing I want to do is even reach over to take my capsules. Like, I don't even want to go there. Like, I just want to go to sleep. But I had 3 other kids at home. The other kid, the 4th kid, the one that we were up all night with, had to get up and go to school as well. So I had kids and I had to get up and I had to get going, And then as far as my business was concerned, I couldn't just check out. I had this team that has been absolutely incredible. And they were asking me to share my story. They were asking me, Mauria, can you do a 3-way call? Mauria, can I put you in a messenger chat? There were things that I said no to, but there were a lot of things that I said yes to because I had a commitment and I wanted to show up. I had to show up. Okay. Giving up wasn't an option. And the other day, actually, we always do something for Christmas. I don't know if you guys, we've got people from all over the place here. I don't know if you plan anything, when your next Thrive event is, but get an event on the calendar in the next 2 weeks with your Thriving family in your local area. Okay. Just get it on your calendar. If you can do something special for Christmas, have people bring, it's super easy just to bring a toy and donate to Toys for Tots. Like, you don't even have to do something fancy, but get your people together, get Thrivers together, get people in the room together, dream board making party, whatever it is. If you do a paint party, you could do whatever. Okay. But get that on the books. But I actually met with my local team. We always do something where we sponsor some foster kiddos. We provide Christmas for them. We just had lunch and we're planning. And y'all, that day was crazy for me. It was like things were just, a lot of stuff was going on. And it would have been real easy for me to be like, I can't make this happen today. Like, I can't make this lunch happen today. But I told Ralph, I'm like, I'm the leader of this group. I don't have an option just to not show up. I mean, and there were people that didn't show up, and honestly, some of them had brilliant reasons like why they couldn't, but it wouldn't matter really how big my reason was. I didn't have the option not to show up. And it just kind of hit me that day. I'm like, why do so many of us just back out on ourselves? It's like, we'll do it because we have to do it for our kids, or we'll do it because we have to do it for our team. But sometimes we get in a place where we're like, I'm not doing it for it. You know, we'll let ourselves down, I think, more than we'll let other people down. But maybe we need to recognize that and like step up our game. Like, no, I'm not going to stop because I've got some skin in the game. And going a step beyond that with our visions, you know, because I've been doing this for 6 years, and I've seen so many people that were so fired up, but yet then others that were like, I mean, bam, like cold water poured on the fire, and they just give up, like just give up. I mean, sometimes it's because someone moves into town or somebody else in town starts thriving and they're on fire and they're working their business. So this person quits because this person is doing well. Like legit, that happens. Or, you know, somebody says no and it, you know, just, you know, makes them quit. I mean, there's all these reasons why people will just quit. Now, I'm not talking about like legit family reasons where you're just having life hit you hard, because I understand that now more than anybody. I promise I got you in that situation. I got you, but we have to keep moving forward. See, you got to keep moving the needle. Even on the days when you don't feel like it, you have to keep showing up, because this is something that is going to take you and your family somewhere. Okay. And you know, you can always adjust what you're doing as long as you're moving the needle, and it's helping you grow. Okay. And you're going to get back on your feet. Right. And things are going to line back out, and you're going to be able, but if you just like stop, if you put a halt to it, it is so much harder to get going. And as I was thinking about just people that give up on their dreams, I'm like, so what the heck with like all these parents that, you know, because again, my kids are in sports. So, you know, I'm in that world, and I relate a lot of things to that. But I'm like, what is it with all these parents that are like, they're pushing their kid for this and they're pushing their kid for that, and they'll pay for this lesson and they'll pay for this and they'll do this and they'll do this, and they push their kid. Yet they've given up on their own dreams. Like they're not even doing you know, that could literally absolutely transform their family, but yet they're pushing your kid. And my mentality is like, the best thing you could do for your kid is to actually, you do that and then have an honest conversation with them when time gets tough. And you say, oh my God, I get it. I have to tell you about something. So this is this goal that I had, and I wanted to qualify for this lifestyle getaway. And you know what? I was this close, and I missed it. And you know what? It meant a lot to me. And I know it's totally different than you know, in your sports stuff or whatever they have going on. But I understand what it's like to have this goal and then fall short. And it's like, okay, you've got two decisions here. Like either I'm going to get up and I'm going to keep going and I'm going to hit the next one, or I'm just going to stop. And then you're able to tell them about that next one that you qualified for and what you were able to do. And I love that some of you have mentioned dream boards. Guys, the other day, Jaden actually sent us, she's like, hey, guess what we did tonight? They went to Hobby Lobby on a Saturday night and got stuff and made vision boards. I mean, that's a freaking freshman athlete in college that's going and get vision boards. Y'all, she would have never done this if Thrive had never entered my life and she would have seen that. I mean, maybe somebody else would have mentored her in that respect, but she's seen me do that. And she's watched those visions come to life. And so, you know, I just look, I'm like, nothing about life is easy, guys. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing that's easy in life. I actually saw a post today of a mama that was just so distraught. Her little girl, somebody was just nasty to her little girl that hasn't been diagnosed with diabetes for very long. And it sounds like the boy comes from a very troubled home and he's just a little shit. I mean, bless his heart. And so she said, what I do, of course, everybody's encouraged her to go to talk to the administrator. And I'm like, absolutely, definitely, communicate with the administrator. But I said, you got to have a heart to heart with your daughter, and you've got to explain to her that hurt people hurt people. Because see, we can't just back out when things get tough, y'all. I feel like there's so many lessons in everything that we do to be learned. And I don't know, maybe if it's just my mama adrenaline is just on fire at this moment. I mean, I got one in college, I got a type 1 diabetic junior high kid, and I got twin 9-year-olds, but it's like everything is a life lesson if we use it. And I'm like, empower her with her knowing that what that voice said to her, it's not about her, it's about him. Because here's the deal, that little girl, we know I'm 42 years old and I still have people say shitty things to me, right? But hurt people hurt people. It's not about me. And I can't quit because that person is coming at me being nasty. No, I need to rise up. I need to pray for that kid. I need to hope he has consequences so he can turn around and lead a better life, right? But it's the same way with us in our business, guys. Anytime you are tempted, hold yourself accountable by saying, like, how am I going to explain this to my kids if I stop? My kids have seen that car on my vision board. I got to hit 12K. I don't care if you hit 12K in 6 months, 9 months, 2 years. If it's on your vision board, you got to keep going for it. They're seeing that. And here's the deal. Be honest when you fail. That's the most beautiful thing. And I don't have the parenting thing figured out. Like, I'm the first to tell you, I do not have the parenting thing figured out, y'all. But I'm going to try, and I'm going to keep trying. And I truly believe that one of the best things we can do is be open and honest, and we can share about our failures and and how we fixed it. You know what I mean? Our apologies, our forgiveness, you know what? I had to revamp and I had to go. And as a leader in your business, guys, that's what's so cool too, is because none of us have it figured out. And we're all just learning along the way. But when you screw up in your business and you go, man, I shouldn't have done that. Then when that teammate calls you and they're pouring their heart and they're like, and you're like, oh my God, I so have been there. I have been there. But you know what? I had to shake it off. And here's what I did. And I got back up and I kept taking a step and kept taking a step and kept taking a step. And here's where we are. And like, you got to dust it off and you got to keep going. And that is, I don't know, Amber, I totally got off on a tangent there, but y'all, that is so big. It's so big. What we have here, what you have at your fingertips is so big, y'all. And it's so much bigger. It's so much bigger than just Thrive and just helping people feel amazing. This is something to create options for your family and providing a solution for people. But it goes far beyond 3 simple steps. We've seen that over and over again. I'm 6 years into this. I've seen so many lives transformed. The reality is those of you on here tonight, you're excited. But you got to still be excited when you don't feel like being excited. And here's the thing. You know what? I'm going to rephrase that. There's going to be days you're not excited. You just have to take a step. And you have to take a step and just keep moving the needle. Just keep moving it. And you're going to feel better when you did. You're going to be like, oh my good gosh, how did I do that? I don't know how I did it. And then you're just going to keep going. And that needle's going to, the needle's going to keep moving. And then you're going to start getting some momentum. And the best thing you can do is lock arms with some people and go with you, because holy moly, it's so much fun. I know Amber just got, like, all you guys just got to go to Houston together on that road trip. Totally jealous. I know y'all had so much fun, but isn't it fun just to be with each other? I mean, people that share goals. And last but not least, I have to share one more thing. This has been on my heart lately. The person that you are comparing yourself to, y'all, if you truly knew what all was going on in their life, you probably wouldn't want to trade places with them. I'm going to say it again. That person that you're comparing yourself to, if you really knew everything going on in their life, you probably wouldn't want to trade places with them. Do not compare, and do not let what you think someone else has going for them slow you down. You can be inspired, but don't you dare compare. Be inspired. Anyone that you look at in this business, that is where you want to be inspired and let that empower you. I will get there. And here's the deal. I'm not Tony. We're in two totally different stages of life. Okay. I don't do things like she does. That would suck if all of us did things the same way. Life would be so boring if we all did it. I mean, think about how boring this business would be if everybody did it the same way. No, you do it your way. I have been inspired by Tony since the day I felt what it was like to thrive, okay? And I didn't compare myself to her. I was inspired. And if she could do it, that meant I was right behind her and I could do it next. And guys, that right there is the most, it will free you so much. And if you're if there's anybody on your social media, on Instagram, I don't care if it's a thriver, a celebrity, on your Facebook, that when you look at them or see what they're doing, if it is holding you back, you need to unfollow them. Okay. Because you need to be filled by everything that inspires you, And again, if I could just close it with anything, y'all, just keep moving the needle, just keep moving forward. There's going to be days where you don't feel like it. I get it, but just keep going, And then have that conversation with your team when they're like, or maybe pick up the phone when you go, hey, I noticed you just kind of checked out. Like, what's up, girl? Like, you haven't posted about thriving forever. I know you love it. What's going on? Let's talk, and then you can have that honest conversation. When she says, I hadn't felt it, I've got this going on and this going on. Somebody just said today was rough. I mean, life is freaking hard. Like, being a mom is hard. Raising babies is, being married is hard. Working is hard. Having a business is hard. I mean, everything is hard. Okay. But it's, you can have those honest conversations and go, girl, I've been there. Like, don't be ashamed of that. But let's get you going. What can I do to help? Let's just start moving things a little bit. Cause I know you love your thrive. We got Christmas around the corner. We got some Christmas cash on the table for you. Let's go for it. All right. I got to quit talking cause I'm,
you're not going to be able to go to sleep. You're so fired up. Okay.
I know.
So here, let's just talk about this. Like, guys, me to you. Did this Zoom fire you up? Did Mauria's passion fire you up? Did her real talk fire you up? When you're in that place like she's talking about where you're down, you just got to keep moving the needle, how do you do that? You plug in. Get on a call. Dial into Paul's 24-hour call. Get to a local. Do something where thrivers are excited. Okay. You know that if you can get yourself around some other thrivers, you can hear their stories, you can see what it's doing for them, or you can just lock arms with them. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to get fired up. You're going to get excited. And then you're going to get away from your thrivers and people are going to, and you're going to be like, so you walk out your door and people are, so
yeah,
you have to continuously surround yourself with things that fire you up. You have to surround yourself with people that are doing the things that you want to achieve. And you're not going to be able to do that and push yourself if you're surrounding yourself with people that hate their life and hate their jobs and are constantly down. You've got to, now you want to still like
gotta sprinkle on them because they need what you got.
But don't submerge yourself in them. You know? They need what you have.
Tiny pieces. Just little. Yes. Just little. Well, and here's the thing, y'all. I mean, you're not always going to be on fire. You're excited tonight. Okay. You're excited tonight. Like, freaking knock out your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like make your list, like get all those things going. I mean, and honestly, that's when, I remember in the very, very beginning when my team was small enough that we just had chat messages, Facebook, messenger chats. And we all would like get on the call together at the same time. And like, we would be talking through the call, Lovell Live or, any Thrive Experience call, we would just be talking and stuff right through it, because when you're together, that's why like power hours or getting on a Zoom like this with your team, or, I mean, you could have one person on your team and like, hey, let's FaceTime each other tomorrow and let's work for 15 minutes together. Let's knock out our 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 together. But what I'm saying is you're not always going to be on fire, but if you'll be productive, that makes you feel good. As women, I don't know if we have any guys on here. Women, we need to feel productive. Like we do. Like we just have that and so that's why I keep saying, if you'll just move the needle, just take that step and actually see what you're doing. I mean, y'all, it's so funny because if I don't write down what I've done, I think I haven't done enough. And then when I write it down, I'm like, dang, I mean, I'm kind of kick and tell at this thing. You know what I mean? Because we all want to do more. We all want to be more. I mean, that's just how women roll, right? But being productive is going to help even on those days when you're not on fire. Okay. But like Amber said, if you just keep immersing yourself into this, it's going to keep the flame burning. You know what I mean? It's just going to reignite. And it's never too late around here. Like, thank God for second chances. I mean, I've had a million of them, and thank God for that. Thank God for a company that keeps saying, hey, I don't care if you've never hit 4K or not. If you hit 4K now, we're giving you a $4,000 bonus. I mean, the company itself has given us like so much grace, and they've said, we don't care where you've been before. We don't care what you've done before. We want to just fuel your fire to run after this now, because we as a company aren't done yet, and we don't want you to be done yet. And y'all, that's fun to me. I love being attached to a company that says that. So we have been on here a long time. Y'all, this has been so fun. The only thing is I wish I could see like everybody's face at the same time.
Here, can you see it if I hit gallery view?
Well, I'm on my phone.
Own gallery view. Oh, yeah.
So I only like see 4 at a time. I love everybody's offices. This is so fun.
Okay, I want to show y'all this real quick because this is a great analogy I just thought today. Can you see that? I don't know.
Oh, wait. How do I go to you? I don't even know how to get to you.
Maybe slide to the left on your phone.
Okay.
But if y'all see, it's
I see it.
Matches. All these matches have burnt. This match pulled away from the burning matches, and the rest of them are not lit anymore. So if you surround yourself with fire and you keep yourself in that fire, you're going to be on fire. If you pull yourself out of that fire, you're going to just go like back to, So let's stay in that fire zone. And how do you stay in that zone? You stay plugged in. You get on Zooms and calls. You read the Facebook fan page. Read those stories. What's it doing for others? What's it doing for you? That's what you got to do. Guys, I'm super excited. Thank you, Mauria, for jumping on. We could listen to you all night.
Well, I mean, we could talk all night, but
I know. We really could.
Hey, thank y'all. Thank you all for showing up for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all about you showing up for you and your dreams and your goals. And I'm so excited just as we close this year. Y'all, the whole freaking decade is almost over. It's like over. So how big can we close this out? Who do you have on your team that desperately could use a $4,000 bonus? Call them tonight and say, hey girl, I know you've loved your thrive. Like, what would you partner with me? I will do as many Facebook Messenger chats as you possibly can. You bring the people to me. I'll share my story. Let's go get this for you, because it's the time of year that everybody needs a little extra. Okay. And by the way, we have just a lot of fun around here. So thank you all so much for having me on. Thank you, Amber. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm going to close with this. Just Mauria was talking about the events for the next couple weeks. Like, when can you plan a Christmas Thrive event? It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It can be in your living room. It can be at one of your customers' living rooms. Let's just have a fun, thriving Christmas social. You can do canned foods, things like that for a local shelter. Some shelters take hats and gloves, whatever. Check with your area. Y'all can do donations, things like that, and you can drop them off after your party. We're having one in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Details are coming out, but it will be Sunday evening, the 15th in Fort Worth. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, these are things that you can do, and you don't just market it to Thrivers, right? You're like, hey, come to my Christmas party, come to our Christmas event. Oh my gosh, we're having a social tonight. Or next week, whatever, market it right? And we're going to have games, and we're doing donations for whether it's Toys for Tots or whatever you choose to do. That interests people. people love to come
Mhm.
have fun. So when
Mhm.
they see Thrivers are fun and you have a couple people share their Thrive stories and then you have fun the rest of the time, you're getting people interested. It doesn't always have to be thrive, 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 right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
get that on your calendars. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.